the prescription given to him by the doctor, he sees it as too hard. It's too tough. So instead of listening to a doctor, he goes and he asks a mechanic, he goes and asks a vet, he goes and asks an engineer, a Democrat, how do I get healed? Brothers and sisters, take the wars and invasion, the destruction of the Khilafah system, take all the occupation and enslavement of the Muslim lands, all of them, Gaza included. What did we do? Where did we go for victory? We left the divine medication. We left the orders of Allah, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which were a cure for us and are a cure for us. We left that and we went to protesting. And this is not to pay out against those who have been protesting because they see it as the only thing that they can do. And this is not to say that I stand against is protesting if it is done in an Islamic way, with an Islamic objective. So I'm not mocking those who go out and protest. I believe that in their efforts, they have some sincerity. They are a people who want change. But it is not the cure for us. And honestly, ask yourself, after protesting, after the world protested for Gaza, did the killings stop? The killings increased. Another thing that we ran to because we were too scared, we didn't want to taste and take the raw medicine because it's bitter, we ran to the UN. And this one makes no sense. Running to a people who backed the war on terror. Running to these people who gave Palestine to the Jews on a silver platter. We ran to them, pleaded to them, but they find offense to them. It offends them because they are using the wrong scope, the wrong scale. And I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters, to say, but it is the truth. We are now running to the Shia, the companion curses, praising them and hoping good will come from them. Didn't we learn anything from history? SubhanAllah, just the other day I was reading a book speaking about the seerah of Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. And when it first starts in this book speaking about him, it starts with one of his teachers, Nur ad-Din al-Zinki, who was a commander of the Muslim of some of the Muslim armies in his own little state. And at the same time, there existed the Fatimi state, the Shia state, the Shia empire. And this Shia empire was oppressing Muslims that night. They were torturing Ahl Sunnah. They were jailing the Mashaykh. They took the books of Ahl Sunnah and burnt them. They even went as far as changing the adhan, adding to it. But when they got into some trouble with the Crusades, they reached out to Nur ad-Din Zinki and praised him and spoke good of him, like they do today. When they are in need, when they are being fought, when they are weakened, all of a sudden you become their brothers and sisters. All of a sudden they say, no, we don't curse the companions. All of a sudden they say, no, we don't believe the Quran is distorted. Why? Because they are in need of you. But even in this time, in the past, what happened? As soon as Nur ad-Din Zinki, he helped them in this, and the Muslims had some strength and they defeated some parts of the Crusaders, the early ones, the Shia again from within started to fight Ahl Sunnah and expelled them from the governments of Egypt and other places. Right after, they sought help from Ahl Sunnah. Fast forward to another betrayal of theirs, is when the Muslims were fighting the Mongols in the 7th century. And there was a man who was the minister of the Khalifa of the time, Al-Alkami, and he was a Shia. What he did is that he worked with the Shia, devised a plan that he would hand over the Khalifa to them willingly in order to replace him with a Shia ruler. So he said to the Khalifa, I have spoken to the Mongols. They want to enter into a peace treaty. Let's go and meet with them. So the Khalifa got ready. He took some men with him, took some scholars and judges with him, and he went to meet the Mongols. There they were waiting for him for a trap, and they killed him. And they killed his men. This betrayal was at the hands of who? Against, the Shia Rafida. So my brothers and sisters, learn from history. Stop falling into the same traps over and over and over. Now the last medical advice. We have this new idea in Australia, in Sydney, called the Muslim vote. Headed by some questionable figures, one of which used to work for the government, for de-radicalization. The other one is a chaplain for the police force. And they are telling the Muslims that we need an independent vote. And what are they using? What are they writing the back of? Gaza. Again, leaving the Sharia and the remedies that the Sharia has. Because why? They don't want the proper medicine, because the proper medicine is bitter. Again, it is the illusion. This is how we seek peace in the Middle East, with a democratic injection. Yet it was this very same democracy that fought the Uthmani Khilafah and split the Muslim lands. And when we bring the ayat of legislation, of judgment and rule being only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, exclusively to Allah, and we tell them that voting is shirk, that voting means taking someone as a legislator other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you have taken these people as gods besides Allah, you have worshipped them. What do they say? We do not worship these MPs. We haven't taken them as gods. Now concentrate with me, my dear brothers and sisters, on this point and understand it well. Let us go back to the time of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he was dealing with the mushrikeen of Quraysh, the idol worshippers of Quraysh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called that act of worshipping the idol as shirk. And when the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he approached these people and rebuked them for this worship, what was their response? They said, as Allah Azza wa Jalla recorded, مَا نَعْبُدُوهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفًا. We do not worship them. And then they gave now their ta'wil of their shirk, and they said,